Go on then.
Hello.
What else are you going to say? Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Radical.
Radical. Yeah.
The All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or follow Britpod Scene on Twitter to find out.
Welcome to episode 128 of The All Seeing Guys. I, of course, am Greg, and as always, I'm joined by this fine gentleman staring at me on my laptop. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Joe. Hi.
That delay seemed like you forgot who you were for a second.
I was sorting out my mic because it was like late. It was
sorting out his mic.
Pressing on some buttons that I didn't want to be pressed on.
And this is perfect. Where you've got that there, I can see on the screen that I can see the red recording light on. So if I look and I see that off, I can be like, alarm! Yes, how are you? How are you, Joseph?
I'm very well, thank you, man. I'm very well. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. We're once again joining you during the lockdown.
Yeah. Forever.
Every time I say that, I feel like there should be like a vault closing noise.
We might be doing this until the end of the year by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could be. It's a bit. Who knows what's going to be happening? Who fucking knows what the future holds?
Nah.
Can it? A lot can happen in this short space of time, and you just don't know at what point people are just going to be like, I've had enough. I don't care if I get ill anymore. Let's just go back to let's just go back to the shops and fucking. But you know what I'm saying? You see the big queue for McDonald's.
Oh mate,
there was. And that's up the road from here, man. That was like Cheam. That McDonald's. I used to walk, when I first started seeing Lizzie, she lived in a house that way, so I used to have to walk past there all the time.
I saw one as
that
well.
Long road.
I saw one as well in Staines because they've opened. That's a drive-through, and apparently the queue there as well was ridiculous.
Insane, right?
Yeah, like for McDonald's as well. McDonald's.
Yeah. I mean, is it just like people just want a sense of normality, or is it they just want McDonald's? Is it a bit of both, or is it just it's just something they could know they could do? Oh, we can go to McDonald's now as a family and do a drive-through.
I think it's the normalcy of it. I think it's because it's something they used to do before all this, and now that that's available again, people have gone and done it just to sort of feel normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's a funny one. It's a whole psychological thing.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah. And there's also a mix of people I think just want McDonald's. It's like, I've not eaten real food in 2 months.
Nice.
McDonald's is my real food.
Another cardiac arrest.
Oh, yeah, just what I needed. Another cardiac arrest between two bits of bread. There was actually, in other lockdown news, did you see there was like a murder on a Zoom call?
What?
Yeah.
No?
A son stabbed his father 15 times while he was on a Zoom call.
What? Jesus Christ.
Obviously in America. Yeah, it was in Long Island.
Obviously America.
Yeah, the 32-year-old man was arrested and charged with murder after fatally stabbing his father more than a dozen times while he was on a Zoom call with 20 other people.
That's insane.
Strangely enough, the witnesses weren't like, oh my God, he's being stabbed. It was like, because there's 20 of them, someone said they just kind of noticed him fall out of the screen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happened? But yeah, he was literally stabbed.
That's crazy.
All those times by a son. I'm not going to go into the full story because it's just the intro to the episode, but it did catch my eye a couple of days ago. But right now we're entering this new phase of life where murders are happening over video.
Yeah,
calls.
that's such a horror film fucking situation, isn't it?
Yeah, and imagine does that mean all those Zoom people on the Zoom call have to be witnesses?
Yeah.
Does it go to court?
Zoom court.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it Zoom court? It's like a late night sitcom.
Don't tell me you wouldn't watch Zoom court.
Oh, Zoom court sounds great. It sounds like an American TV show. Tonight after Law and Order, Zoom court.
That's it. It's just
Two
really,
friends
it's just really
doing a
fast.
podcast.
It's the only reason it's just a fast court service.
Yeah, it's just
What did
really
you do? What did you do? Did you do it? Yes. Guilty. 2 years. Next.
They don't even get out the car. The van just like pulls. That's like a drive-through court.
Like the wedding chapels in Vegas.
You pull up before, and it's just like, place your order, please. I place your plea,
Arson.
please.
I did arson.
I plead innocent. Okay, drive round to the window. Okay. Sorry, you're guilty. Oh, okay. All right, if you just take a left out there. Next.
Just straight into a cell.
Just straight into a cell. That's it. I'm on board. I like Zoom Court a lot.
That's
I'm really
it.
on board with that.
Sold.
Fucking sold on Zoom Court.
I do need to before we properly get going. I need to make an announcement in regards to our last episode.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's been it was something was brought to my attention whilst we were discussing. We're having our catch up in the last intro, and you'd mentioned my birthday. So my particular response was rather emotionless and suggested that I didn't have a good birthday. This has been brought.
I might actually take the snippet of the episode and drop it in here so people know what you're
just
talking
if
about.
if you're potentially if you just would like to have your memory reminded of how I responded, this is what I sounded like.
Did you have a nice birthday?
Yeah, that was something. Quite, yeah, not the best of responses. So this was brought to my attention by my girlfriend, and yeah, I'm just going to go on record and say that despite my emotionless response, I actually had a really, really nice birthday and a wonderful time. I got to actually go and spend some time with my girlfriend in person, and was treated wonderfully. I had a nice sign.
I feel like I'm actually in Zoom Court now.
Yeah.
I think we've already found the title of the episode.
Yeah, that's it. Zoom Court. So yeah, no, I just want to go on record and say that I actually did have a wonderful birthday, and thank you to the people that made it very, very special.
All right, gay.
All right, okay.
Oh, we get it. You had a good birthday. No, very good, very good.
She said she bought Lucy brought it up to me, and I was just like, oh, I'm very sorry about that. She was like, no, it's fine, honestly. And then 3 days later, she sent me a video of she'd edited a video together of my responses to how
it was
my
like her
birthday was.
doing it was like her doing a reaction video to you talking about your birthday. You showed it to me. It's very good. It's a very good video.
Yeah.
I did laugh out loud at it.
Oh. When it wasn't until I heard it back that I was just like, oh man, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I don't know why I was so I don't know why I was just, like, she said like, you made this noise twice. Ugh.
You did?
I don't know why I responded like that. I really don't. It was a very straightforward question, and I actually had a wonderful time.
We should make like Joe birthday cards, and when you open them, that's the sound it makes.
Ugh. Many happy returns.
Yeah. Happy whatever day it is.
So yes, in my defence, thank you for a wonderful birthday, Lucy, and my mum, and
your defence,
and the people that sent me gifts, and yourselves.
Thank you, everyone, for making Joe's birthday a special day. Made the world to him.
Tune in next week for what I've done wrong.
Probably saying that. If I'm being honest.
Oh, dude, not whilst I'm drinking.
I think it's time to move into some geese drops where, of course, we have snippets of overheard conversation heard by yourselves or us, and we read them out. What's going on? Who knows? It's a geese drop.
Having a listen.
These are generally.
That was the most enthusiastic intro you've
I was
ever done
trying
for
to
that.
do it. I was trying to do it in one breath because I was like, oh god. So, and you know what happens? You run out of breath. You just start going higher.
Yeah.
These are literally the last geese drops on my phone.
Wow.
Like literally the last ones on my phone. One of them's not even a geese drop. It's a snippet of what's coming up. It says trousers low guy in brackets. that wasn't even a geese drop. I literally just had it in my phone for ages. Trousers low guy to remind me of something that happened. And I remember
talking about me?
No, it's not you. No, it's not you. I'll get to that one. So these last two were on my phone. One of them I actually only heard the other week. And the other one, I don't remember the context of it. So the first one I heard over a fence from one of my neighbours. I just stepped in mush. It's a weird sensation.
It is. No, it's no. Like, wait, hang on. That's such a vague description. What kind of mush? Like grass mush?
I think the grass was wet.
Oh,
Or
I mean that's
something,
not
or
bad.
maybe
in the
or a
right
dog had
in the
pooed, or
right
maybe, I don't know.
circumstances, wet grass is lovely.
I mean, I didn't know. I could only theorize what it could have been. But I did hear I stepped in mush. It's a weird sensation. Did not sound happy about it either, if I'm being honest. Did not
Could
sound
have
happy.
been a lot worse, man. Could have been shit.
So this geese job, the next one, I can't remember where I got this from. And I don't think someone said it to me. I think I heard someone say it to someone else. And all it is, I'm sorry, I'm not staring at you. I'm just looking. I seem to recall it was a girl. I seem to recall it was a woman saying it to a guy. I think maybe on the bus or somewhere. Maybe she, you just look and you kind of sometimes, phase out for a bit, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm just staring at this guy.
What's the time difference between a look and a stare? Is it separated by time, or is it separated by the look on your face?
I think it's separate. I think of both, and what's going on behind the eyes. If you allow me to get deep for a second.
No,
Because
I won't.
if I was,
I will not. No, let's move on. Don't worry about it.
If I was staring at someone, like really staring at, like I'm giving them like a fuck you stare. I'm doing that stare that you know when you feel someone watching you.
Yeah, you kind of sort of like you make that look on your face like you're thinking about something, just like who's looking at me?
Yeah. But yeah, you know when you think you're being watched, I wonder. If I stare, I kind of do the stare that makes them think they're being watched, and I think how to achieve that is you slightly like lower your eyebrows a bit.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Really focus.
It's almost like a frown.
And I'm like, I've tried it before. It's like, can they feel me staring at them? No, they can't feel me. And I've shit myself.
I'm always a fan of the kind of sort of like head down a little bit, and then like your eyebrows are like there, and then like looking up. So it's just.
Oh yeah. That's good.
I mean, it's a bit murderous. I mean, I just caught
murderous.
myself doing it then, and it was a bit
I can
like.
see.
Oh.
And I think a look is more just like looking. Like I could be staring at someone in a park or a pub and not realise I'm staring at them because I'm listening to music or I'm listening to Ed chat. And I'm like, oh, that's really good. Let me think about what you're saying. Why my gaze drifts across the pub and fixates on some random person. And I make them feel uncomfortable, then realise what I'm doing and pretend I'm just doing the old, looking around the room, blinking, looking around the room, blinking.
Like Michael Cera in Superbad when he gets caught looking at that girl's
exactly.
boobs.
Yeah. Anytime any of us as a kids got caught looking at a girl or anyone, oh yeah. It's a nice light on that ceiling. So those were the two gear shops I had in my phone. Now we can get to Trousers Low Guy. And this isn't even a geese job. It's just weird.
So what kind of contact is this person?
I was walking through Eden Walk in Kingston by where the Sainsbury's is. And there's Sainsbury's and there's that Paul the Bakeries coming up to Primark.
You can say it, the Ann Summers place. That's near the answer around there, isn't
Yes, Ann Summers. Ann Summers.
The pasty shop.
So I think I might.
That's just reminding me of the legendary conversation we had with Ed.
Goes there, gets himself a nice wrap.
Lingerie and fucking
pasties and suspenders. That was the episode, wasn't it?
That was it.
How when the women shop in Primark, he goes over there and gets himself a pasty and stares in then someone's window.
My artistic approach to our episode artwork changed on that day.
Oh, it was awesome. That was a great artwork for that episode. So I was walking down there, and I think I was with Lizzie, or maybe not. I feel like my mum was there, maybe my brother was, maybe it was me, Mum, and Gary, I think. And I was carrying Indiana for some reason. For some reason, I actually was carrying her. And I stopped for a second, because they stopped and I think Mum was on the phone. And I saw this big guy walk past me. Big, like, fat guy. And he walked past me, and I kind of clocked him, and I thought, Anyway, then he actually looked down someone's windows.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And then I kept walking, and then I stopped for some reason, and I kind of turned, and he was literally, like, right behind me.
Oh.
Like really close behind me.
In your personal space sort of behind you?
Yeah, really close. It's really close behind me. And I turned around, and his trousers were down. They were, like, down by his knees.
No!
And I was like, oh, that's weird, what's happening? And he kind of, as I turned and looked at him, he just like kind of scarpered away and kind of pulled them up, and I was like, that's weird. And I was like, that guy was behind me with his trousers down.
I love that. That's weird.
That's weird. And I didn't, because I was carrying Indiana. I think she was asleep or something. I don't know why I was carrying her, but she was like, head was over my shoulder. So it's not like I just turn and see him. So I had to do like a full, like I would if I had like no neck. Like
Yeah. Your whole body's got to turn.
My whole body had to turn around to see what was going on. And I was like, was he right behind me with his trousers down, or was it? I couldn't really figure out what had happened.
Man, that's weird.
I just kind of like just walked off and let it slide. But yeah, it seemed like, from what I can, it looked like he walked up behind me, looked out someone's window, and then came right up behind me and pulled his trousers down.
That's weird. That's a weird scenario.
Yeah, but what's even weirder is how I was just like, oh, okay, and just kind of kept going. And I don't know what was going on. Maybe
I feel like you had the potential to question it more than you did, Greg.
Yeah, well, I didn't really know. I didn't really understand what was
I feel like
happening.
only now are you starting to really question it.
Yeah, I am actually, because as I turned, I think if I just done a quick turn of the neck and could see him, I might have been like, "Yo, what's going on?" But
was he like, I don't know. That's suspect, mate.
yeah, it is a bit suspect.
I'm thinking
Very
the worst
strange.
here, and that guy was having a toss.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was having a toss. He wasn't that quick to like move away.
He wasn't.
Plus, it was busy.
He was a portly
It was
fellow.
busy, and also it was like a Saturday. It was busy, and like it's not like no one else would have seen him. We're outside bloody Sainsbury's and Ann Summers, for Christ's sake. It's a busy hotspot in Kingston. All kinds of people going past there.
It's true.
Jesus.
All kinds of people, all sorts of life.
Sorts. Anyway, there you go. So that was that was my in brackets trousers low guy.
That is, trousers low is I just thought you saw a man with like shitty pants or something.
Really
like that.
low
Like,
trousers.
yeah.
No. He
It's
was
such
he
a
was
more
right up
sinister
behind me.
like scenario.
There was a bit of a sinister scenario to it. Oh well, there you go.
There you go.
That's my geese job. So I have to just keep listening over my neighbour's fences now if I go down to the shop and see if I can pick up some more geese jobs. To be fair, I do hear quite a few when I go down to the newsagent because usually a few people about. So maybe I'll be able to catch them more. I don't want to know the world that I don't want to live in the world where we come to an episode and I'm like, I haven't got any geese jobs.
Nah, not at all.
Like,
I got
that'd be a
to start
terrifying
listening
world.
out, but there's like I don't know. There's not a lot of like loud talking going on at the moment. It's just like it's really selfish if you think about it.
I did hear my neighbours shout again the other night, but nothing coherent, just like the odd scream. I think I heard "shut
We've
up"
had that.
screamed
Yeah,
really
no, we've
loudly.
had that in our neighbours because like I think they've just got like a bit of a teenage daughter and she's just fucking having a shit fit every now and
Bit
again.
of a teenage daughter. Yeah, well, that's going to happen, isn't it?
It's gonna happen, man.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So this month and this episode actually does mark 5 years of the All Seeing Guys podcast with Greg and Joe.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was a realization this week. That's
It does, yeah.
how about
Yeah,
that?
after a Facebook memory showed me a post I did 5 years ago, being next month the first episode of All Seeing Guys is coming.
Yeah. Oh, we were so young.
So young.
We were
5
31.
years. 5 years later,
We
and
weren't
here
young.
we are. No, we're all young enough. 5 fucking years. So it's insane. 'Cause I still feel like it's a new thing we do, even though it's not. 5 years of podcasting. Every 2 weeks, an episode's come out. Now, this is interesting, Joe. Oh, it's not interesting. It actually shows how it actually shows what a fucking strange little man I am. I actually added up.
That is interesting.
I actually added up. I went through all the episodes we have and added up the length to see how many hours there are of us talking bullshit on the
interesting.
internet.
Oh, okay.
Just on our podcast feed, and that includes like, every episode, every bonus episode, everything on our feed added up. And there was 164 hours of us on the All Seeing Guys feed. And that's only 4 hours shy away of a straight week of listening.
One full week.
Yeah, so if you sat on iTunes and press play on episode 1 and let it play continuously, including bonus episodes, radio plays, the whole thing right to the end, it will take you an entire week straight to get through everything.
Get in.
Bar 4 hours. It's insane. I know that's
decent.
nothing compared to some other podcasts, but that's a lot. Literally, there's like a week of us talking straight. Even though it's like, so what did you your podcast achieve in 5 years? Well, there's a week of us talking. There's a week straight of us on the internet.
There is a week's worth of material of us.
A week's worth of material out there. Go press play and check it out, and don't sleep for a week and just soak it up. Seeing as it was 5 years of All Seeing Guys, I thought I would do something we always talk about, doesn't always happen. I would give some updates on old stories we covered.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm down with that.
Yeah. So I went back and I looked, and some of them, there weren't any. Literally couldn't find any. Some, even some of these, to be fair, clutching at straws. But I have gone back now. What is very interesting is the first one I'm going to revisit. Actually, when I was waiting for you to call me this evening to the episode, my Facebook memory showed me this episode is 3 years old today. And that was episode 52, Cum Thumbs and the Giant Dead Rabbit.
Yeah, I got that today as well.
Yeah, where we talked about a giant prize-winning rabbit who mysteriously died on a flight. And that's all we had about it. I remember we talked about it like he's Simon, the giant rabbit.
Oh, God.
Now, this story isn't even a huge update. This story only came out probably a month after we covered it, and there's been nothing else since. But we left it as, I don't know what happened. The rabbit was, dead on the plane.
Probably back then we thought that would be forever a mystery, or about 6 hours later we forgot what we even talked about.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it still is a bit of a mystery. So Simon was a giant rabbit.
This sounds like a kid's book now.
Rabbit. And he was found, and it's really, if you read this, you wouldn't know it was really about a rabbit. Simon was found dead on April the 20th after being placed in a kennel run by United in Chicago O'Hare's Airport, awaiting a connecting flight to Kansas City. Simon didn't make it to Kansas City. Simon did make it to Kansas City, but he was dead. He was 3 foot long. And apparently this airline does have a poor record of transporting animals. But anyway, the suit seeks unspecified damages to cover the cost of the rabbit as well as some damages. It doesn't specify how Simon the giant rabbit died, but it says his death could have been due to exposure to freezing temperatures in the cargo section of the plane, or that dry ice could have been left in the same area as the animal.
Dry ice?
Yes. So they obviously put a statement out.
It's not much of an explanation, is it?
No. So they got at the time they got someone from United spokesman Charles Hobart said, "We are saddened by Simon's death in April.
No, they're not.
We have received this complaint and we're currently reviewing it." Now here's the interesting bit. All this information about this bit, who he was owned by a businessman. He obviously had a lot of money behind him. Very upset. I think they're upset that his giant rabbit died.
My giant money-making rabbit has died.
And he's suing this. And bear in mind, this all happened like a week or so after that guy got punched in. The doctor got punched in the face on the plane. Do you remember that?
This really flew under the radar.
Yeah, this was like just after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, this whole hoo-ha about you've got a poor record of transporting animals. Simon died. Did you freeze him? Was it antifreeze? What happened? How did we die? I'm kicking off. I want answers. I'm suing you. It's all kicking off, and then the whole story just suddenly wraps up in 2 little lines at the bottom that simply says, "In May, United said it reached a satisfactory resolution with Simon's British breeder Annette Edwards, but didn't divulge details."
That doesn't wrap it up at all.
No, it doesn't, does it? If anything, it leaves another door open. And I actually was like, well, surely there's been an update on this since
that's like the Sopranos of endings to a news fucking story.
I wonder what happened. Do you reckon they were just like, look, we'll get you another fucking rabbit, or maybe they offered her a settlement that she took? I don't know. It just seems like a really, United said it reached a satisfactory resolution.
That's a settlement. They received a settlement.
No, they just gave him back the bits of the rabbit they could find.
Here's his foot.
Returned its ear. Yeah, here's a lucky rabbit's foot keyring. Here's some ears put on a hairband. And here's a tail you can put on the back of your jeans and pretend you're a giant rabbit as well. We're going to enter my child into the rabbit competition instead. I feel like that should be a film, or like where Nicolas Cage is the lawyer or something. Like defending Simon the dead rabbit.
Mental. He's too mental to be a lawyer. Like lawyers, there's an element of you that's got to be like cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, but this is mental. Well, a mental story.
I still like the film he did where he was the guy that was trying to kill Osama bin Laden. I thought, that was a great film. I thought he was really good in that.
That was good. I actually have some Nic Cage updates later on in the episode.
Yes!
Of course, got to. So, yes, Satisfactory Revolution with Simon's British breeder, Annette Edwards. She's British, maybe I'll look her up, see if I can get some answers.
Call. What are you going to do, call her?
Let us know.
Annette, I'm calling you about the mysterious death of the giant bunny.
Greg from All Seeing Guys, you may remember we featured the story of Simon in episode 52, Cum Thumbs and Giant Dead Rabbit.
Hello? Hello? Are you? Oh.
I just want to know what the satisfactory resolution was you made with United Airlines.
Yeah, and who was the satisfied one?
Yes, were you satisfied or were they satisfied? Do you have any other big rabbits? Thank you, Annette. Good day.
Annette is lovely.
Thank you, Annette. Thanks for playing.
She chirped like a canary.
She told me everything I need.
Sang like a bird, right? Sang like a bird. That's what I meant.
In episode 58, Can You Have Sex with a Shotgun?
I feel like this is your life. I feel like this is.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. We talked about a guy who claimed to have found a shotgun on the toilet floor at a Weatherspoons after he went looking for a shotgun.
I can hands down say this is my favourite story that we've ever covered.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. When the lady he was seeing said it was a fantasy to have a shotgun inserted into her vagina. And he went to go find one, and he found one apparently on a Weatherspoons toilet at a train station, if I remember correctly. Anyway, he put said shotgun inside her vagina and accidentally set it off, leaving her with life-changing injuries.
Update me, Greg.
He was sentenced to 10 years prison, which I remember at the time you were like, fuck that. Like,
that is a serious... Mate, I mean, it's a firearm that is not his, that he illegally legally has. And he also has just shot a woman with it whilst it's inside her. It's like that 10 years, man. I'm not saying that's a short. I'm not saying that's a too long a sentence or a too short. That seems just about right for me. You got 10 years to think about what you've done, mate.
I don't know. At the time, you
imagine
were like,
imagine going
too long,
mate. Imagine going in and telling people they're just like, "What are you in for?" And he's like, "Oh, I shot a woman in the vagina."
But I did, yeah. But she wanted me to
then,
finger her with the shotgun. It was a sex thing.
Oh God.
So.
It feels like an urban legend. I feel like it
does, doesn't it?
It feels like that woman who got sick after eating a burger, and apparently there was like 3 different types of sperm inside her or something. Like it's just one of them.
Jesus.
Urban legend, mate.
Legend. So, a man who shot a woman in the vagina in a sex game gone wrong has had his 10-year jail sentence reduced. David Andrew Jeffers, 48, and the 46-year-old were engaged in sexual activity with a shotgun, which went off at a Stockport hotel back in January 2017. Jeffers fled home to Leeds, leaving the victim with catastrophic injuries. He has had his sentence for possessing a gun. No, what? He has had his sentence for possessing a gun with intent to endanger life reduced to 8 years and 6 months by a court appeal.
In Zoom court, he would just be like, in Zoom court, he would just be like, I wasn't trying to attempt to hurt her. I was trying to please her.
I was doing what she wanted.
She loved it.
Jeffers dumped the gun after the incident at the Britannia Hotel and changed his appearance by cutting off his dreadlocks. You see, that didn't help you, did it, mate?
Nah.
That did not help you. He was tracked down to Yorkshire by police and pleaded guilty in Manchester in August 2017. His lawyers argued at the Court of Appeal that the 10-year sentence was excessive. Judge, this can't be his real name. The judge is called this? Yeah. Judge, Mr. Justice Morris.
Shut up!
I think we found the judge for Zoom court.
Isn't that like a term they use for like the Chief Justice or something like that? It's instead of like...
Mr. Justice.
Yeah, it's instead of like Your Honour, or I don't know. Like Morris is probably his
Judge-
last name, but I don't think Justice is his first name. That can't be. That's too
Judge-
fucking pure.
Judge Mr. Justice Morris ruled that Jeffers did not have the gun to commit the crime and that the woman had told him that the dangerous act was her fantasy. Although Jeffers' fingers were on the trigger, it was a complete accident that the antique gun designed for shooting vermin had gone off. It caused the woman catastrophic and life-changing internal injuries, which have had a devastating impact. However, the sentence was of length usually imposed for serious criminal activity. So he obviously got a sentence that should be for like serious
Fucking
criminal
hell.
activity. In this case,
Greg, answer me truthfully. Do you want to see what her vagina looks like now?
absolutely. I want to know. In this case, the context was consensual sexual encounter. There was no background of criminality, the judge said. Secondly, this isn't a case of the possession of the conventional modern gun. It was something like a functioning antique pistol with with the least lethal in range of shotgun pellets. It's just a shame that it went over point blank. He wasn't in possession of the gun for the purpose of committing a criminal offence. There was no hostility between the parties. She was party to the dangerous act. Jesus.
All he had to do was just take the shells out. That's all he had to do.
What was an antique gun? Who knows? I mean, he did. I didn't know. Who
What was
knows?
it? What was that, like gunpowder? And he's just like,
Yeah, it's a musket. Like, I mean, that you don't want to get up. You, Jesus Christ, that's not coming back out as easy.
oh mate,
is it?
you'll be
Shoving
picking
a
out
bloody-
you'll be picking out bits from your lower regions for the rest of your life.
shoving a musket up there. Especially it backfires.
Babe, couldn't find a
yeah.
shotgun. What do you feel about a
Couldn't find
musket?
Yeah, I found this. What do you reckon? It was my granddad's. I think it'll be perfect.
It's a hammerlock.
I couldn't find a shotgun to stick up your vagina, but I found this bow and arrow. Do you reckon that will work for you?
It has to be a shotgun.
Oh, okay. All right then. I'll go have another look and see what I can find out.
I'll go and try different pub toilets.
Yeah.
I might strike lucky.
So yeah, that's a. So yeah, he had his sentence reduced, but still, only
that's-
by like
I mean, yeah.
a year and a half. And that even says though, she obviously admitted that she wanted to have it done.
Yeah.
So. But now you think twice about what kind of fetishes you have and what you want stuck inside you. Sometimes you can't ignore the urge and you can't fight the cravings. But I still would be like, you know what? As much as I really wanted maybe to have a bazooka shoved up my ass,
Yeah.
I don't think I would trust anyone to do it.
Oh, I'd
I don't
love to sit on a warhead butt plug. Oh, this feels nuclear. I don't know.
I don't think
I
I'd trust anyone to do it.
In regards to inserting things in you, like gun is up there as like the god tier of things like that is bizarre. You can't think of much more stuff that is bizarrer than a gun to go up inside someone.
Yeah, if I was to sit around and we, sharing stories with the boys of previous sexual encounters, and someone turned around to me and was, "Oh, my missus really likes it when I shove a gun up her," I'd be like, "Oh."
I was like, "You win. I can't beat that. I wish I'd gone
really?
before him."
Tell me, do you put a condom on the gun? I don't understand. How does it work? To catch the bullet? There was a couple of episodes where we talked about our old friend here. God, can I say the name right? Actually, talking about names. We kept talking about what's his fucking name? I can't say it now. The chandelier a couple episodes back.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck, what was it called? Lumiere.
So you might not hear this, Joe. So I'm going to hold it up to the mic. I'm going to put myself quite close to it, so maybe you will. Ashley, who sent us a couple of those gi drops previously, sent me this message.
Do you know what, man? I'm actually surprised that no one has actually told you yet, but it's pronounced Lumiere.
Lumiere. Well,
Apologies.
thank you, Ashley. You have just heightened the expectations of all of our listeners.
Oh, actually, Actually, you know what? While we are making apologies, I should probably also say off the back of the last episode that
What did you do to Lucy?
no, I pissed off the one whose name I always say wrong. No, I'm really on. Let's just say it. Marin's name. We joked how the woman marrying the airplane called it Schatz. Marin messaged to say that actually in Germany that's actually quite a term. It's quite a sweet term. That means like like my treasure, my love. Like it's like a sweet pet name. And we were like, she calls it Schatz, like poo. So yeah, thank you for showing the meaning of that. I hope we didn't offend you. I'm sure it did mean something nice, but you know what? Like it is all seen, guys.
God, that could have been so much worse.
Could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. Anyway, where was I? In a couple of episodes, we've talked about Amphiest Realm. Do you remember Amphiest Realm?
Yeah,
Last mention, I believe, was in episode 86, Phantom Baby, who she claimed slept with 20 ghosts and got to engaged in one, who I didn't realise until I read a story the other day. She actually met him in Australia, and he flew back with her on the plane.
That's I remember you saying that. I swear to God, I remember you saying that.
Right, I don't remember. And
me.
they both got really horny, so they went to the toilets. And in the article, she's like, "Let's just say I'm now a member of the Mile High Club." And I was like, "Oh, you had sex with a ghost in the toilet on a plane? That's weird." Anyway, she obviously got a lot of media.
I just remembered like when we first discussed this. I just remember being like, this is the one woman that I really just want to punch in the face. Like just so annoying. Like imagine if you were stuck on the plane with her. What if you were sat right next to her and she was just oh sorry, my husband's sitting there, and then you go an entire flight just like, where's this guy? Like where is this guy? I haven't seen him for like 12 hours on this goddamn flight back from Australia. Yeah. And he's just like, he's been here the entire time, and she starts making you feel like you're a crazy person. Like
she's like feeding him, just like pouring like the curry on the empty seat next to you.
Oh darling, have some more peanuts. You love the peanuts.
So, Amphiest Realm. I swear I'm saying her name wrong. I think it's Amethyst Realm, who lists her profession as a spiritual guidance counsellor.
It sounds like the username for someone on like DeviantArt.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. When I googled her name recently, for this episode, it's the name of a song as well that everyone seemed to know. Maybe she took it from there. Amethyst Realm. Spiritual guidance counsellor, don't know what that means. She's gotten quite a bit of media attention since going public with her many love affair with ghosts. So
write a book. Just write a book. Just write a book. That's what this is all leading up to, is for her to write a book, and then she makes some money of it.
She wrote a book. I think she has written a book. But this article was them being like, so what was it like dealing with that? You were in the public eye. Openly talking about having sex with ghosts and what have you, and her response was,
"Well, when you say it like that, it sounds crazy."
Yeah, well, you make me sound like a lunatic. I loved every one of those ghosts. I'm not a whore. It seemed that the world is. Her response was, "It seems that the world at the moment is really interesting in the concept of alternative relationships versus traditional ones that everyone has. Of course, I expect some people to disbelieve me. I hope I've made those that are having the same experience as me feel a little more comfortable with it. Or those that aren't satisfied with a normal mainstream relationship can feel like there's an alternative." Now, okay, maybe, I don't know. I can't speak to how people feel.
It's a fair statement, but I don't think it's in relation to her situation.
Well, because it sounds more believable because she's just referring to it as an alternative relationship. If someone said to me, "Oh, me and my partner are in an alternative relationship," I would think that just meant open relationship or something like that.
Or like, you also like men or something.
Yeah, we have an alternative relationship. Oh, okay, great. Oh,
right.
Do you mind if I ask what that entails? Yes, I sleep with ghosts.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. So here's the point that I'm going to make about this. So like these alternative relationships, sort of where it doesn't really matter what like the sex of the person is or anything at all. I'm assuming these are also connected to it, right? those relationships involve two human people, not a human and just air. That's why this is completely. It's not an alternative. Like,
later in the interview, Realm says,
don't just go back to reading it and avoiding my point.
No, I've got another point to make you angry. Realm says she has got many requests from people for her ghost fiance, known to her as Ray, to set them up with some of his phantom friends because she really wants to help people. Realm is even preparing a book to guide humanity through the process of seducing a ghost so that she can educate some people and maybe help them along their path. There you go, Joe. Now, this article was only a year ago, and it doesn't say she's married the ghost yet. And I was trying to...
Cold feet, is it?
I seem to recall hearing they split up, but this article doesn't mention that, and I couldn't find anything to prove that memory I had that they split up.
Did you check the Metro?
No, I mean, yeah, I think it came up. This is a website with Cinema Blend. Like, it's interesting though, because now I'm getting all the on here. Like one of the related stories to this is $1 million listing star says ghosts kept him from having sex in his new house.
What?
And then the other two relatable stories are about bloody what's her name? The same woman here,
Artemis or whatever she's called.
Amethyst Realm.
Amplifist.
Ample Fist. Limp Ample Fist. They should make a film about her as well.
No, they shouldn't.
Nick Cage
because they will bring the ghost to life like fucking Patrick Swayze in Ghost.
So I guess, I can't find any news.
That's what she's done. That's what she's fucking done. She's just watched Ghost. She's just watched Ghost like 80,000 times.
Just watched Ghost and be like, I'm in. This is great.
Whoopi Goldberg's my best friend.
I could do this. For real.
I could do this. I could just make stuff, just suddenly clothes with string. Fishing wire.
I'd love to I kind of wish there had been some sort of Vice documentary about it. I don't want to watch a whole documentary, but
but like a 20-minute, like a
15
short
minute one. Yeah. Like, I want to see her at home. I want to see the amount of dates. Because I saw there was a picture of her at a table outside a cafe. And it was like a selfie picture. And there was
she wasn't alone.
And there was like the flare.
That was her and her partner on holiday.
Well, this is it. There was you get the flare of the sun sometimes and it's really sunny in like a shot. That was next to her. And she was like, this is proof. There's me and Ray having breakfast together.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
That's me and Ray hanging out.
No, that's called glare. That could be from the lens. That could be from like anything. Oh no, you know what? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's move on to something that's.
I'm not gonna get angry about it until I'm face to face with her, and then I'm gonna punch her husband.
And I don't think this one will make you angry because I seem to recall this one being quite fun. This is actually one of my favourite episodes we've done. Episode 60, I Want to Believe, kinda, where we did the paranormal alien episode.
Yeah.
Some of my favourite artwork as well.
That was great fun.
Mulder and Scully. Really good episode, that one. So we met the Lizard Man from South Carolina. And we'd never heard of him before. This is a whole new thing.
This was like brand new. This was brand new.
Even to us anyway, not to South Carolina.
No. This has been going on for years, apparently.
As the Lizard Man was first spotted midsummer in 1988 by teenager Chris Davis. The monster was 7 feet tall with green scaly skin, red eyes, 3 toes on each foot. And we'd never heard of the Lizard Man before that episode. Now, the link I had here was an article about why people were still talking about the Lizard Man 3 decades later. And I'd read it and I'd saved it, and just before the episode, and I'm opening up all the links on my screen, that website stopped working. And I was like, copy and paste it, stopped working. Completely stopped working. And the whole website I found it from has gone down. Like, it just doesn't work.
Conspiracy.
This content is not available in your region. Yep, but I looked at it like loads the other day. Like I was building.
Got to change, mate. You got to change your VPN. I'm telling you.
So, just before you dialed me to start this episode, I actually, because what the story was saying was how there was a festival for the Lizard Man now in South Carolina. This year.
It's called The Gathering of the Juggalos.
It's coming up, man. It's next month, June the 12th.
No, they can't have like a massive open festival about it.
No, they can't.
No, they
it's
can't.
Online. It's online this year, Joe. It's online.
Nice.
It's online and it's free. Friday, Saturday, June the 12th and the 13th. Lizardman Festival. Now, mate, this is the 3rd annual Lizardman Festival. And it will be online.
When is it? The 12th and 14th?
12th and 13th. Friday and Saturday. 12th and 13th.
Do you want to go?
June. Do you want to go?
Do you want to do it? We'll do it for mate, we'll do it for like an episode. We'll go to the Lizardman convention online.
Yeah. You just need to go to something that's just on the Facebook page. You just need to go to their Facebook page and it will be live on Facebook at this website. So the website I'm on now, which is lizardmanfestival.com, everyone. Lizardmanfestival.com. You can, if you come here, they'll have it streaming from here on their Facebook.
Is it free or do you have to like pay like a fee?
No, it's free. Completely free.
Wow.
So, what does it encounter?
Please tell me.
Wow. Talks will be will in general be about 45 minutes in length. The schedule is listed below, and the links will be provided for the day of the event. Here we are. Featured guest.
Lizardman.
Is Lizardman. Lyle Blackburn. Now, Lyle Blackburn, it kind of looks familiar to me. But only because I think he looks like someone else I know. But he's got,
Tony Blackburn?
He's got the black leather cowboy hat on with the big silver buckle on the front and the handlebar moustache.
Someone watched Troll a few many times.
Lyle Blackburn is the writer, the author of the book Lizardman, the true story of the Bishopville Monster or Monster. He is the featured guest talking about that book.
Jesus.
And then we have Robin McCrae. I'm not sure who Robin McCrae is. Here we go. Robin McCrae. She's talking about the study of hominology, including things such as Lizardman and Bigfoot. Then we've got Janice Carter. She's going to be sharing the latest Bigfoot research.
Ooh,
that's a big one.
What time's that?
That's at 4:00. John Stamey doesn't actually say what he's going to be doing.
He'll be there.
Like, he doesn't even. This is all on the Friday. Did he? Oh no! Wait a minute. I can see what he did. Oh, he wrote another book, The Lizard Man Companion. He wrote a book.
When is there going to be erotic readings?
That's a new book, mate. That's a new book. Half one he's on, mate. I might tune in for that one at half one.
Yeah, but what's the time? There's going to be a time difference, mate.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Lizard Man Companion, new book. He's a doctor as well, mate. He's writing a book about Lizard Man. I'm sold. I'm in.
You're in?
Lizard Man Companion.
We'll figure out the time difference and we'll log on. We'll log on there and then we'll log on to Skype here and we'll film the entire thing.
Now, this dude here, mate. We're into Saturday's lineup now, mate, of the Lizard Man Festival. Papa Stro Maestro. I'm gonna take a picture of him here, just so, and I'm gonna hold it up so you can see him. This is Papa Stro Maestro.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Now, who's Papa Stro Maestro? You might ask. That'd be a very fair question to ask. He's on at 1 p.m. on the Saturday. Papa Stro Maestro is an actor and professional wrestler from Emerald Isle. And mate, this website is written fucking terribly. Like, if I read this out, this is actually what it says. 1 p.m. This name's ridiculous. Papa Stro Maestro, actor and professional wrestler from Emerald Isle. Q&A about his career and current starring role on series Dusk, now on cable TV, the Avil Network. I've got to look that up, mate.
Jesus
I am looking
Christ.
up that series. I am looking up that series Dusk on cable TV. Holy shit!
You ain't finding it.
Starring Papa.
There's no way you can find it.
Oh, I bet I can find that. Dusk on cable TV. I'm highlighting. Dusk, now on cable TV. Use the right bloody keyboard, Greg, 'cause I've got two computers in front of me.
I'm going
You've
to
got
YouTube
them
it.
right.
I'm going to go on YouTube.
Right. No, that didn't find it.
Dusk. Cable TV.
That's literally what I put. Dusk. Cable TV.
Dusk.
The Avail network.
I've got
Here we
Dusk.
go.
I've got Dusk TV program.
Oh, maybe I can't find it. I'm getting Dusk Network.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. So what's the Avail network? Let's look for that. Oh, it's a net. Nope, I can't. Oh, here you go. Nope, I can't find it. I'll have to have a deeper dive for that at a later date. I will find that.
I'm telling
There's
you,
no
man,
way
that's
I'm
going to
letting-
be a hard
There-
find by the looks of it.
There's no way I'm letting
What's the
fucking
wait,
Papa Stro
what's
Maestro
his name
series.
again?
Papa Stro Maestro. Oh yeah, good shout. Yeah, search for him, mate. It's spelled
It's
ridiculous.
Stro.
just
Oh no, I
copied
got it. Yeah, no, I got it.
Have you?
Stro
Maestro.
Maestro is what I've got here. A message from pro wrestler and actor Papa Stro W to the Maestro.
Oh, his real name's Rob Kellum.
I've got a special message from him.
How long ago was it?
1 year ago.
Oh, what's his special message?
Shall I play it?
Oh, it's a video. I thought it was him talking.
It's like a 20-second
Isn't it?
video.
Oh right, what's he say?
Let's have a look.
You let me know what he says.
Hi, gang. Papa Stir here, professional wrestler and actor for television and film. And you're watching Bat Daddy and Super Son. Subscribe and like, or you will come to Papa.
That's really disappointing.
What?
He's just done like a shout out for someone's YouTube channel.
What was the last line? The last line, he was like, "You will come."
He did say come, didn't he?
Yeah,
Hang on.
it sounded like.
Hang on.
Papa Stir here, professional wrestler and actor for television and film. And you're watching Bat Daddy and Super Son. Subscribe and like, or you will come to Papa.
Oh.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Oh, he says come to Papa. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't even
no,
hear.
my
Oh,
friend.
no, I don't like that at all.
Goodbye.
Oh, Papa Stro Maestro. I don't think I like this at all.
I'm out.
Who else have we got on the
I'm out.
lineup? We got 3 more on the lineup.
Any more paedophiles on the lineup?
Well, maybe Carrot. I mean, that's a dangerous accusation to throw around with. He's a wrestler, remember? We got Carrick Saint Laurent. Who the hell is Carrick Saint Laurent? He is the head of a Facebook group, Crash Course in Cryptozoology, Research and Education. And then we've got Shane Ollis. Who is Shane Ollis? Shane Ollis from the Kentucky Paranormal. He's a Kentucky paranormal researcher.
Fuck off, man. These aren't real. These aren't like
And
real
hunting-
professions. These are like this is just something they do and they've given it a fancy name.
Hunting ghosts in and around historic in the Perryville battlefield. And then we've got Eric Coley, who's Eric Coley? Doesn't give me anything about. In fact, it has a completely different name. This is Eric Coley, but instead of having Eric Coley written down here, we have Devon Tate, who is a researcher on lizard people of Los Angeles. And then the big one at 4 o'clock, TBA.
TBA to be announced. How are they going to be announced a surprise guest?
Oh, I don't know how they're going to top.
They need all the help they can get.
I don't know how they're going to top Lyle Blackburn and Papa Stro Maestro.
Papa Stro Maestro, I think, is going to steal the show.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to steal the show.
He's really going to steal the show.
So yeah, guys, you might want to check out the time difference. But yeah, Friday, Saturday, June 12th and 13th, Lizardman Festival. Head over to lizardmanfestival.com. Apparently, you can see the Facebook stream from the website.
Oh, mate, I want to
Links
check it out.
posted
I
on day of the
absolutely wanna check it
event. Saves the date. There's literally nothing else on this website apart from this one page I've looked at. Let's go to contact us. It's got.
It's just going to be like a load of live streams, right?
It's got a guy's phone number and email. I'm not going to contact this guy.
Nah, it's not necessary.
And his surname doesn't match anyone's on here. Interesting. Lizard Man. I'm all for it. I'm all fucking for it.
Oh.
Now we got to do a Nic Cage update. There's no way we can't mention Nic Cage.
Oh yeah, he's been doing a lot. He's been a busy boy.
Well, we never met. Well, the first story we was actually announced, back in like November. We were tagged in it, loads from people, but I think it was during the time we were doing like flashback episodes or something, or we're gearing up for Christmas, and we didn't really cover it. But
Was
it
that
was
the Nicolas Cage being in a film, playing Nicolas Cage?
Yes, the meta drama, the unbearable weight of massive talent. It's called.
All right.
Where if I can find, I found quite a good description here that Cage would, if they close the deal, Cage would star as actor Nicolas Cage. The character is desperate to get a role in the new Quentin Tarantino movie, while also dealing with a strange relationship with his teenage daughter. He also occasionally talks to an egotistical 90s version of himself, who rides him for making too many crappy movies and not being a star anymore. The Cage character is also under a mounting debt and finds himself forced to make an appearance at the birthday party of a Mexican billionaire who happens to be a fan of the actor and secretly hopes to show him a script he's been working on. While he bonds with the man, Cage is informed by the CIA that the billionaire is actually a drug cartel kingpin who has kidnapped the daughter of the Mexican president's nominee, and Cage is recruited by the US government to get intelligence. Now, apparently, this has loads of nods to Leaving Las Vegas, Face Off, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Ridiculous.
So, yeah.
Dear Lord. That is just going to be... I don't even think it will make it past, like, the green light.
If they do, I kind of don't want him to play the 90s version of himself either.
Not even. It'll be too
somebody
weird.
else should. It'd be quite funny. Not saying he should do it, but I've been watching some random episodes of Community on Netflix recently, and the episode when Arbed goes Cage, when they study Nicolas Cage for the film episode, and Arbed goes too deep and he has like the Cage freak out. It's so good, so good. Now, of course, the most recent Nicolas Cage news is that he's set to play Joe Exotic in the scripted series of Tiger King, which is being made by the showrunner of the show you liked, American Vandal.
Yeah. That could be interesting.
He's got, and I don't want to speak bad of Nic Cage, but he's going to have to lose some weight, man, if he's going to play Joe Exotic, right? Because every time I've seen Nicolas Cage now, I'm not saying he's fat, but he's not skinny. But
he's got one of those.
He's in his bloody 60s, right? How old is he? Like,
he's got to be.
He's allowed to have that. But Joe Exotic is like a rake, like.
He's not.
Like,
he's got a funny. It's a strange physique.
Yeah,
but like also like Nicolas Cage has got like an old droopy face. Like he looks like one of those like dogs that are just like. Bleh.
Yeah.
And it's just...
I did see the deep fake of Joe Exotic with Nic Cage face, and it looked great. Like it did look
good. It looked really good.
And I can see why people. And I think he would be really. I think watching it, I was thinking watching Tiger King. I was thinking to myself like before this was announced,
Nick Cage could fucking smash this.
Especially like in his early in his career, like even though Joe Exotic's no spring chicken himself, like. And it was weird because when I finished Tiger King, halfway through it, I was just a bit like, yeah, I enjoyed watching that, but they're just all horrible people.
Yeah,
it was just a documentary about really horrible people. I don't really care for anyone.
There's maybe like one or two people in it that you kind of sort of like feel bad being in that situation, but like apart from that,
guy his campaign manager, who was the guy selling ammo at the bloody store, and then became his campaign manager and had to watch that guy blow his head off. Like,
yeah, that was
insane.
fucking awful. That was awful.
But,
and there's like that blonde haired guy as well that was actually like he had to go to court and he had to like afterwards, and there's just a whole bit of him just like drinking, and he's just like, I feel so guilty for like what's happened to those animals, and it's just like, oh, that is dark, man. Like,
yeah, they trusted me.
Yeah, man, it's so fucking like it's just
yeah, it was interesting actually. On Adam Buxton's podcast, he had Louis Theroux on the game the other day. And Louis Theroux's always a good guest in Adam Buxton because he grew up with Adam and Joe.
Yeah.
Like they're really good mates. Like he had random audio of like him, of Adam, Joe, and Louis Theroux like going on holiday to like New York when they were like 15, and they're in this like apartment all stoned doing David Bowie impressions. It's fucking hilarious. But Louis Theroux, he's not really like how you know him from documentaries when he's on these podcasts, because he's with his mates. He's a bit more sillier. He talks about when he met Joe Exotic and stuff like that, and he's just like you know, he would say he was protecting these animals, but he also was just believing his own bullshit.
That's exactly.
Like so I don't know, but there's no real story about what the series will be. I mean, is it just going to be what we watch as a documentary but as a drama, or is it going to be him coming out of prison and trying to get? I mean, what's the story? I don't know what the story is.
It's uncertain, man. It's not 100% clear what the sort of setup's going to be. It could I mean, if they did it as like a, because I mean the way the guys or the American Vandal stuff is very much done in a similar style, where it's kind of sort of talking head interviews with, you know, sort of action sort of footage and stuff like that. And if it was them redoing to a certain extent, or maybe it's not even Joe Exotic, maybe they're going to have the person have a completely different name and it's going to be like a caricature like of it.
Well, there's another Tiger King series being made by another network that's nothing to do with this one, with Carol what's her name?
I bet, yeah.
Carol Baskin. Who's playing her in that? Apparently a day ago, Tara Reid says she's in definite talks to play Carol Baskin.
I can see that though. That'd be a good hit.
I don't know if that's going to be for Nicolas Cage's one or not.
I could see, mate. You know what? She's got like not a.
Well, this news just broke yesterday. This news.
Is it?
Yeah, that she's in serious chats to play Carol Baskin. But
Wow.
There's another show being made about Carol Baskin, like a drama. And I can't remember who they'd announced to play her in it.
That's going to basically
I heard Kevin Smith talking about it, and he was like, you know, they should link these shows together, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah.
They could do it's like in the same universe sort of stuff.
But if Tara Reid's in talks, I wonder if she's in talks to play with the Nicolas Cage version of it. I wonder if that's what she's in talks for.
That could be good.
I
think that's a great call.
Doesn't
Reid be brilliant at
confirm.
that shit.
Oh no, it is. Hang on, it's already been reported that the 8-episode scripted series based on the show is coming to TV with Nicolas Cage taking on the role.
I want to see.
Joe Exotic.
I want to see Ray Romano play Carol Baskin's husband.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe that's a different one. Tara has other ideas when it comes to who could play the larger-than-life tiger enthusiast on the big screen. The American Pie star suggested Matthew McConaughey should take the role. Of course you do, because that would be great for your career if you did a film with Matthew McConaughey.
That would absolutely be, yeah.
So
be
maybe
realistic,
she's playing.
love.
So it sounds like she's playing over something else. I mean, how much do we really need? Come on, like.
Mate, everyone's riding the wave of it,
I don't think and also Nicolas Cage playing Joe Exotic in a Tiger King scripted TV series is also the first time he's done TV.
Yeah.
Apparently he's been offered roles since like Sopranos, I think he was offered a role in Sopranos. He's been offered so many roles in TV and he's always turned them down. So this is for like years, and this is one of the first times it looks like he's.
I think he'd be good on TV.
Do a TV. I think he'd be great on TV.
You put him as like the face of a series. I mean, like look what it did for like, you know, Bryan Cranston. He was able to completely like. Everyone before that was just like, that's the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, and now he's just like, that guy is a fucking actor. Like that is because that shows how like.
Even in Malcolm in the Middle, I always remembered him from an X-Files episode he's in.
Yeah.
As well.
Hal is the best character in that goddamn show.
Oh,
he's so good.
Yeah, Hal's great. Yeah. Really good. Another thing, while Nicolas Cage, I actually saw this just before we got going today. Don't know how, I think I saw an article about it. Cleveland Indians, the baseball team.
Oh, yeah.
They put a tweet out yesterday saying, just want to let you know that we hid Nicolas Cage in 39 of our lineup graphics last year. We snuck it by you. You didn't even notice. It's our greatest treasure. Go on a scavenger hunt if you please. We will send Master Hunters a letter of congratulations.
That's amazing.
like-
That's really good.
And some of the responses were just like, "Damn you! I've got to go find it now! Like you've ruined
Yeah.
my life."
That's amazing.
So go get hunting, people, because apparently they snuck in there. Go on, Nicolas Cage. Doesn't have to do anything, and he still gets mentioned.
Yeah, man, he's an icon.
He's a bit of an icon, isn't he? Huge
Bit of an
fucking
icon.
He's a bit of an icon. He's a fucking huge icon. Those were all the little catch-ups I had, because to be honest with you, I could only really look at episode titles to remember stories to look up while I was doing it.
Yeah,
so I was
no,
like, I
fair
can't go
enough.
through every episode and figure out what stories.
I mean, that's a hell of a process. You got to first of all see that, then you got to find the original article, and then just hope that you can find like follow-up information.
I was just googling it. I was trying to find updates on the Taco Foot guy, and then and I found an article that was from this year, and I was like, oh, from this year. Clicked on it, and it was the same article just republished.
The Taco Foot guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of the
for
year.
those who don't know, I did find an article that had a lot more pictures on it though, which is disgusting. Guy lost his foot in an accident, cooked up with his mates, and ate it in tacos.
Ta-da.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, what? I mean, but also, why would you?
Why would you? Why would you?
Ah.
Did you do your top 5 games?
I didn't write them down, which means that I could name you 5, but I'm going to regret it because I definitely haven't thought about it.
I thought about it about 10 minutes before we did the episode. While I was waiting for you to call me, and I really struggled.
Really?
I've got 4.
Five's not a lot. 5.
No,
I don't think
I know.
'cause
Because it changes so much. It's really hard, and I'm not a big. We've done this before. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I like playing games, but I wouldn't class myself a gamer. Like people I work with and people I know are big gamers.
Yeah.
And to the point where I can't even really talk about playing games with them. Because I'm just like, I don't really get what you're talking about. You guys are really into like online games that are really over expanding. Well, I like swinging from buildings and stuff. Like I like games to like I don't really have time anymore to explore open world games as much as I love them and put the hours into it to get what I need a game to take me by the hand and march me through where I need to go, and I will just kick everything's ass on the way.
What you're asking for is Aladdin, I think. I think you want to be Aladdin. Right?
the old game Aladdin.
You want someone to show you the world.
So, what would you say? So we said last episode we'll do top 5 games.
I
didn't really
kinda
think
just
about
sort of-
mine.
I think it's the sort of thing because the term sort of gamer is a real it's a funny one for me because I play a lot of video games, but I don't at the same time. I'm not like some Twitch streamer, and also like if a new game's coming out, I'm not finding out who like the producer of it is or who's doing the soundtrack. I enjoy games, but I'm not like fully invested in that kind of sort of genre. Like it's not like I'm not like finding out what games are coming out. I'll wait until I see a trailer on YouTube or whatever, and if it looks cool, then awesome, I'll have a look. But I wouldn't so I enjoy it. But the thing I thought about was just like, what games have I really enjoyed, and when have I enjoyed them? Because I loved games when I was a kid. We had a Nintendo, played Mario and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, of course,
But the time that I enjoyed games was when the whole online stuff came on. me and Chris and Lawrence and Lawrence's wife Christine, we'd all just sort of get in a chat and just go off and play games and stuff, and that was so much more enjoyable. So the ones that I have thought about are the ones during that sort of time.
So you're associating them with a time as well, as opposed to just
fun.
Your top 5 isn't just based on the merits of the game; it's based on the enjoyment you played,
the experience of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay, all right. So what would yours be then?
You want my 5?
Yeah.
I'll give you 3, and then you can tell me some of yours because I need to think about the other 2.
Okay.
So in no real order as well.
Yep.
So we got first of all Halo, the Halo series.
Right. Interesting. A guy I work with is huge into the Halo games.
It's amazing. It was really good fun because it was just sort of
He sent me a link of like a bunch of cut scenes from one of the games. And I was like, and I actually ended up. I was like, oh, I'll watch it just to humour him. I ended up actually watching like pretty much all of it. Because I was like, wow, this is amazing. The graphics were amazing.
It's like the graphics are phenomenal.
Like,
the whole sort of
they're making a TV series, aren't they?
Yeah, they did do one before, like, because
Well, they did like a live action sort of film that I think it's on Netflix, but they're making an actual TV series. I think Spielberg's involved.
Well, the thing about Halo is that obviously it was Halo like 1 and 2 came out on just the regular Xbox, and then Halo 3 came out on the Xbox 360, and that's when everyone started paying attention, because it was the whole kind of sort of, it had this incredibly like far-fetched story that you were all sort of involved through all the way, but then also there was online stuff, and it was all just sort of, that's what sort of really made its popularity grow. But so Halo 3 was like the first one they played, and then after that, when they decided, there was a couple of sort of sub-genre games. They did like one which was like an RPG, like and then there was another one which was kind of sort of and then they did like Halo 4, and that's just, Halo 4 was, I think, when they started doing like the series on like the live action series and stuff like that.
Right, okay.
So it was it was fucking amazing, man. It was just the way it looked. I'd never seen anything like it at the time. It was just phenomenal, and the storyline of the actual sort of like the story mode of the game is just bar none, just one of the best things I've ever played.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then, okay. Good. So Halo for one of yours.
Halo that. The second one was not Tony Hawk's, but Skate 3.
Interesting. Okay. You've been playing a game recently, right?
I downloaded it again recently, yeah, just because it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed like the Tony Hawk series. Really enjoyed them. But they're very sort of far-fetched. There's a lot of things you can do that is unrealistic, and when Skate came along, Randy from Earthtide, he got it, and I played it, and I was just like, this is it, this is what a game should be like. It's you know, it's you're not doing like 7 tricks in the air, you're doing one trick and just hoping you land it, like, and it was great. So I played through the series, but Skate 3 was by far the best one, just because it was kind of, there was just so much you could do, and by that point the kind of sort of the controls had been sort of developed to a point where it was kind of, you can do a bit more and sort of special things. So I really enjoyed Skate, and I've been absolutely loving it, because you just find a spot. It's like you literally skate around, and you'll just see like a set of stairs with a rail, and you'll just park yourself there and just see what you can do. It's like you're a skater. It's ridiculous. So that was good. Yeah. And like the soundtracks, I mean, the soundtrack's all right. It's not a lot of it that I'd listen to. So I mean, Tony Hawk's has always got that on them, but that was always good fun. And like, Chris and Randy, like, they both played it. And the thing about the game as well is, like, whilst you're playing, there's other skaters all around, and every now and again one will go past you, and it will just say like Chris or Randy's gamer tag above their head, and it'd be like, oh, it's my mate. Oh! They're not even playing, but like it's just like the AI. But you're just oh, I'm gonna go and ruin them, just because then it's not even real. It's not even real. Oh, where you gone?
I'm back. Occasionally the screen turns on and off, and I'm like, oh, I've disappeared. All right, so you're going to give me 3, so you're giving me Skate, Halo.
Yes, Halo. And then Left 4 Dead was the other one.
Of course,
which was the majority of online sort of zombie game. And it was the first one with like where there was like hordes of zombies, and there was loads of it going on. And I mean, when they did like the oh god, what was it? Dead. It was Dead. No, not Dead Space. It was
Dead Island.
Not even Dead Island before that. The one in the shopping mall. Dead Rising.
That was Left 4 Dead.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. Yeah. Okay.
That was like the first time you saw like proper hordes and hordes of like zombies, but then like Left 4 Dead had more like fast, like sort of virusy sort of zombies. And again, the only reason I say that is because, again, me, Lawrence, and Chris and Lawrence's wife would just be this team of 4, and you just go through and it's just pure chaos all the time. Like, it's never, the whole sort of like actions within the game aren't always the same. Like, there'll be a point where like a special zombie will attack you, but it won't always be the same place. So you're always like on the edge. You know it's going to happen, but you don't know when it's going to happen. So that was always good fun, and it was just that's
all right.
3 of them.
3. Okay, I'll tell you. So I've got 4 written here, and I think my fit, because mine aren't based. So you were saying how you've picked them from a time when you remember them being fun. So I could sit here and be like, okay, so the games I remember having the most enjoyment about playing with other people is going to be stuff like GoldenEye. I remember playing like FIFA. I remember playing
my last 2 would be more dedicated towards those type of games where it's not so much. It's just from the pure enjoyment of it.
And so many games I remember as a kid loving, like when the Matrix game came out, I remember loving that. Like all these different games I remember loving. But did I finish them? I don't remember. So I've kind of gone for games that I was rubbish at finishing games. I lost the interest very quickly. So I've gone for games that I've actually finished and played within like PS3, PS4 time. But I've actually held my attention and like I've really wanted to know what happened and played it right the way through. So I think despite saying all that, my first one, and no surprise, is from the first PlayStation, and that was the original Metal Gear Solid, because that was one of the first games I actually was like, this is amazing. I've never played anything like this. I need to see what happens at the end. And I played the whole game and loved it. I think I played it more than once, and that doesn't happen often. Absolutely loved that game.
I saw something recently actually in regards to you saying that, and it was like it was a compilation on YouTube about the toughest levels in computer games.
Yeah.
And there was one, and I think we might have spoken about it, and it was one where in Metal Gear Solid, one of the games, you have to come up against yourself, and the only way to really defeat it is by like unplugging the controller and plugging it into.
No, you had to play Psycho Mantis. Yeah, you had to and he would read your memory card and stuff, and he would predict your movements.
That's madness, man. Like like that sort of detail like is not done in games where you have to like do something that's like technically outside of the game in order to play it. Like that's bizarre.
He would like trick you into thinking he had deleted your memory card because you would see it pop up in all the games around. Like you'd be like, no, and he would be like, you'd put your controller down, and he'd be going, and it would start vibrating and moving, and to beat him, you had to take it out of port 1 and plug it into port 2, so he couldn't read your mind and read your moves, and then you could beat him.
That's so mad.
Yeah, I've never played anything like it, so it was amazing to me. The next ones I've got listed are all like PS3, PS4. Just I loved playing them.
Before
Spider-Man.
you do that, I'm about to piss my pants. I'm just going to have to go and
knock one out? Jesus. That's good. Gives me time to get another rum. I'm going to clap.
Should I have clapped?
Oh, Jesus.
Yo.
Perfect.
Lovely. Thank you for that. I was about to die.
That's my rum finished and the Coke finished. Perfect. I get some more tomorrow. Right, so yeah, I was saying my next one is Spider-Man, because I've always wanted an amazing Spider-Man game, and I loved the Spider-Man game on PS2 or PS1 or whatever it was that was based on the Tobey Maguire ones. But it was always like one bit was good and one bit wasn't. So like the swinging from buildings was great, but then like you couldn't go on the floor and run around. But in the second one you could, but it wasn't as good. And then there was like they made a Spider-Man game off the back of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and the swinging was awesome, but everything else wasn't. And I really loved that the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man game was I actually really enjoyed it for the swinging. But then the Spider-Man 2 game wasn't very good, and it's always been not quite. It's never been a complete Spider-Man game that's had everything I wanted in it. Until this Spider-Man came out, and it was like, right, this is awesome graphics. Huge open world. I can just swing, right? I can climb buildings. I can jump off them. The map is huge. Like it was just such a huge world to explore as Spider-Man, and the story was awesome. The graphics were great. Like the actual like set pieces in it was awesome. Like it was a real good like ride of a game. Yeah. And like as soon as I finished it, I was like, right, got the downloadable, got the DLC, which I'm not like, I don't usually do that stuff. Our game's done, but I was like, right, is there more? I need more. Got both, which I haven't finished yet. I've got the second DLC, which I'm probably gonna start doing now. But yeah, really, really enjoyed that game. It was one of those games where I really wanted to finish it, but at the same time, I was also kind of gutted I had finished it. But I didn't do everything everyone else did, where I kind of went and found every hidden thing to try and get 100% completion.
Like the 100% completion stuff.
Yeah, I think
that's a lot of effort, dude. That's a lot of effort.
When I run through it the first time, I think I was like 80%, so I was still quite high.
That's decent.
But a really good play. And then next to my list, these aren't really in any order though, I'm just saying them. Next to my list, of course, is Last of Us.
Yes.
Love Last of Us. I replayed that game recently and I really, really enjoyed it. It was way more. I remember the first time playing it being like, oh, it's really like, I'm going to say beautiful story, but it kind of, I remember it being like that, like, you know, a really nice, hopeful, beautiful story about their relationship and this, you know, and the graphics of it, so that even like the horrible places still look quite nice and what have you. Playing it through this time, I was like, man, this is a brutal game. It's really depressing and stuff. Like I think it was also playing it as a father this time in a weird way, because obviously the opening of the game you play the daughter that dies.
It's a weird
his daughter dies. His daughter dies at the beginning, and I'm like, oh my god, that's horrible. And then it kind of flipped the whole perception I had of the game on its head after playing it before Jenna being born and playing it with her after being born.
I think the one thing was obviously because as I mentioned previously to you, was you playing it, and I ended up watching you play it, and then I wanted to know what happened, but I didn't have a PlayStation, so I just went onto YouTube and just found someone doing it literally by chapter. But I remember watching from the intro, and I never really got like what was occurring. Like, it was obviously there's a lot of confusion in that intro where you don't really understand what the problem.
No.
What's
You're
happened.
not really meant to get it either, no.
Yeah, and it was just like, that sort of level of confusion annoyed me.
Yeah. It made sense afterwards. Off the back of Last of Us, I have Uncharted. I put the collection, but actually the third one's my favourite.
Nice.
Because it had a really good... I mean, they all have an Indiana Jones feel to them, but this one really did, especially at the end where it was all like on back of horses, riding through deserts, shooting at other people and stuff.
I think that's an interesting thing about games, is that especially if they're like a sort of a franchise like that. Like the first sort of 1 and 2 are great, but it's like it's something about the third one where they really nail it. And I think that's because they get enough time to sort of like not just the graphics, but it's more like the controls of it, and the way you can do certain things. And it's just that was like Assassin's Creed 3. I really enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3.
I hear you, man. And the fourth Uncharted, I also really, really loved that game. Really good game. But the third one was actually the first one I played.
Yeah,
I played the third one first, loved it. Then I went and played 1 and 2, replayed 3 again, then got 4 and loved 4.
Nice,
really, really good. Loved all those games. It's actually also because they're games that Uncharted, there's enough action and shooting in it for me that I can enjoy and not get lost in an open world. I'm still kind of following, even though it doesn't feel like I'm just running down a corridor, you know. It's still a big enough map that it feels open world, but not enough for me to get lost for hours and forget what I'm doing, come back to it the next day and be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
That actually has also kind of opened the door for, I'm going to put as my fifth one, is actually the first of the new Tomb Raiders.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I saw someone playing that the other day actually as well, yeah.
The first one, it really blew me away. Like, it really blew me away. I was like, wow, this is fucking brutal. It is absolutely brutal. And like that, actually, I started playing that must have been PS3. Yeah, blew me away. I really, really, really loved the first Tomb Raider game because I loved them as a kid. This one really caught me off guard, just how good, how brutal it was. The opening of that game is so good, with a boat crash and you like wake up in this like cave and you're hanging next to this dead body, like, and then it's all collapsing. You're crawling out of it. I love those action pieces where like where things are collapsing around you. Really, like it pulled me back into like. After I'd hit a bit of a low, it really pulled me back into loving gaming again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a whole sort of instead of you just watching like a cutscene, it sort of gets you interacting within it. Like, so you're still like you're still basically playing a cutscene, but there's bits where you used to have to do some things.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's fucking great.
Yeah,
like,
I love that stuff. And then the second one was awesome, but my version of it was bought for me as a present, and the disc kept fucking up at one. There's something was meant to happen that didn't happen, and I couldn't figure out why.
Like a glitch or something, like.
Yeah, why what I was doing wasn't getting me the statue to fall down. I couldn't understand it, And eventually I looked it up, and it turned out a load of them had this glitch where it doesn't happen. And it's
That's
like, and they keep trying to fix it, but it's like, so I have to restart the game and hope I get past it, or I so I might actually, hopefully it'll show up for free one day on PlayStation Network or really cheap because I want to. And I was not that far from the end. I really want to finish it because the second one was also really, really good.
Yeah.
Although I will say, going back to about the third game, I did get the third one for Christmas last year before maybe. And it had a really good opening, a big tsunami. You're in a big tsunami in a city and stuff. That was cool. But then I just got really bored and stopped playing it.
Yeah, it can be that way, man.
It felt rushed. It didn't look as nice. It was a bit more glitchy. It didn't look as nice. It just felt a bit rushed. So that fifth, I'm already second guessing myself because I'm already like, I really like that Star Wars Fallen Order game. Like, I really like, there's so many other games out there I've played. But for now, I'm going to go original Metal Gear Solid, Spider-Man, Last of Us, Uncharted 3, and the first Tomb Raider. As games that have recently pulled me in.
No, that's decent ones. Yeah, no, I figured out my last two as well actually.
Go on,
so I've had Skate 3, Left 4 Dead, and whatever the other one was because I've already forgotten it. What did I say?
Skate 3, Left 4 Dead. I've forgotten the other one as well.
Halo. It was fucking Halo. That's what it was.
Of course, yeah.
So I figured. So number 4, it's. I love a lot of the games that like Rockstar brought out. So like Bully, Grand Theft Auto, even
Red Dead.
Like the Warriors game they did, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Because like the Warriors is my favourite film. So like to play it, but there was also like they did this great thing. Instead of you just playing like the film, there's like a whole bunch of stuff that is like it's like a prelude to that like the film.
Yeah.
And it's like how people join the gang and shit, and it's just like this is amazing. And so I really enjoyed that, and it's just like, again, like the fighting in it is brutal. Like there's so much blood, like you're breaking people's backs and shit. Like, so yeah, I always enjoyed like Rockstar, but obviously like I got like Grand Theft Auto 5 has been like one of the most amazing games. That game came out nearly 8 years ago.
Wow, it's crazy, isn't it?
And it was, and there's still like a community playing it. There's people still playing it. And isn't
it one of the most like popular games of all time in terms
I think
of
it's
how
like
many
the highest
purchases?
selling. I think it's the highest selling game. Yeah, I think it's like 150 million copies or something like that.
Yeah.
Potentially, I don't know. That could be a completely wrong number, but who knows?
I have Grand Theft Auto on my PS4, and I can't remember whether it's 4 or 5 I have. I don't play it that much. I try to really play it, and I used to play it a lot.
love it.
But I just don't know. Again, I just get to like, I don't know what I'm doing now. I haven't played this. I don't know what I'm doing.
But then at the same time,
I watched you and Ed play it, and it's like you're playing a completely different game to what I play.
Well, that's the great thing, man. Looking like that, it's like just you saying that. That is like we just literally just sat around playing that. You can just like hand the controller and just like off you go. There is no repercussions apart from death. Like it's just good fun. It's just like chaos, but like it's not taken serious. It's just like I just ran over that person, but like it's a game. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And then number 5 is the Fallout series.
Of course. Yeah.
Now
you like the Las Vegas one, right? Is it Las Vegas?
Loved Las Vegas. Yeah. Or New Vegas.
New Vegas. Sorry.
So Chris got me into Fallout I think he lent me Fallout 3. And the Fallout, like the whole Fallout series is, post-apocalypse and, sort of your escape from your vault where you've been sort of like, hiding away, quarantining from radiation or whatever. And you escape out and it's this big story and a massive open world, but it's not like there's no like cars for you to get into. So you've got to literally walk everywhere. And like the first bit in Grand Theft Auto 3 is like you leave your vault and then there is a town that is like quite near to you, but it is literally a town built around an unexploded nuclear bomb. Mm-hmm. And you go into it and shit, and it's just it's such a like widespread world where you can just do like your actions determine if you're a sort of like a chaotic person or a good person, or if you're neutral. Like it's a like your outcome or your decisions basically decide the outcome.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's fucking gnarly, dude. It's so good. And then after that, like I played New Vegas, and just like the thing about it is that you've got to like it's not the sort of game where you can sit down for an hour. It's a game where you're like, if you've got like half a day, then you can play it. Like it's not.
That was my problem because I actually had the Fallout 4 Because
got
everyone,
it.
everyone
got
kept telling me
Fallout
how
4.
amazing it was.
I got Fallout 4. Have not uploaded it because I don't want to commit that amount of time. To,
No.
like.
And I started playing it, and I was like, "Well, this looks amazing," but very quickly was like, "What am I doing? I don't have to." Again, that's the problem. I want to play those games, but I don't have time to commit to those huge open world games.
I understand,
maybe
yeah.
when Indiana grows up and goes to college, I'll dust off the old PlayStation. But for now, I just don't have time. So I can only really commit to playing games for like an hour here and an hour there, which is why I really struggle with those big, huge games. So I'm not saying I don't like them. I love them. I just can't commit to that time.
No, that's understandable, man. I completely get that. But that's,
So were you
that's
saying
some
Fallout 3, were you saying? Fallout 2?
Just I was going to say Fallout
No,
in general, but I think I actually enjoyed Fallout New Vegas more than I enjoyed Fallout 3.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. All right, that's good. That's a good lineup. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to say quick honourable mentions. I'm already kind of forgetting now. that Detroit game.
GoldenEye. Absolutely GoldenEye. Yeah. That's in there.
But those new ones, there was that game Detroit about being human, and it was like a decision-making game. And the graphics, you were a robot. You played a. Me and Ed started playing it. They gave it away free on PlayStation, and me and Ed both got it. And Ed's like, "Oh yeah, you'll really like it." It's the first. I've only played the first half, and I ended up doing the whole game. And obviously, every decision you make has different endings for everyone. I fucked up. Everyone died in my ending, which is a bit disappointing. But it was a game that I was really into play. I really wanted to get back in there and see what was happening. Like I really craved wanting to hear the whole story. And also, it got a lot of shit. And I said this to you the other day. I've really enjoyed the one player on Star Wars Battlefront, the second one. The one player campaign, I've actually gone back to it a couple of times since finishing it just to redo levels that I really enjoyed. And I don't really ever do that in games.
No, that can be the way sometimes. Just something just sticks out where it was just like, that was the most fun I've had in a game. Just like,
and it's been flying games. They usually stress me out, but it's been like flying in space battle games. I'm just like in levels. Like really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I think honourable mentions for me would be like, oh man, actually, what would I like? Again, I got to say GoldenEye because that was like playing it with friends when we were like 16.
I think those ones go without saying, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like honourable mentions. No, I literally had one on the top of my head when you said that. Then
throw them in. I was just thinking of games I'd played recently that I wanted to bring up because I've been playing them and really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. There was yesterday. You brought up a top 5 yesterday that I was like, "Oh, cool. We can try and do that for next time."
Forgotten already.
And I wish I remember what you said because I think it was good. But yeah, you did come up with a good idea for a top 5, and I was like,
Simpsons episodes.
Oh, Simpsons. God, that will be a hard one. Yeah, let's do that.
Top 5.
Let's try and think about 5 Simpsons episodes.
All right, yeah, easy. Okay.
And I've been quite good
because I got 3 already.
Because we've been Disney Plusing it up for the last couple of months, and obviously it's every Simpsons episode's on there. So we've been watching them with Indiana when she goes to sleep at night. She has a bottle when she wants to watch The Simpsons, so it's just been awesome. And
Lucy said she's contemplating getting it for the so we can watch all the Marvel lot.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. You go on there, you got all the Marvel, none of the Spider-Mans though, because that's Sony. But all the Marvel ones are on there, and then I've got loads of Star Wars stuff on there to play with, and then there's Disney. It'd be awesome because they also own the Fox network in. If they added some of the Fox stuff on there, it'd be perfect because that's like.
Oh yeah, because they got like Family Guy.
That's like so many movies and so many TV series, but I don't know if they'll add them because it's meant to be quite family friendly. So we'll see if they do it or not. But it has been quite useful. All right, that's actually been quite an old school length episode.
That was lengthy.
Yeah, so that brings us up to the end of the episode. We'll go away and do our homework for next episode and bring up 5 Simpson episodes. Happy 5-year anniversary of All Seeing Guys, Joe. I can't believe it's been 5 years. That's mental.
Happy 5-year anniversary.
Well done, done, equipment.
12-year anniversry for friendship.
Yes, well done, equipment, for holding up this long.
Yeah, good on you, lads.
Good on you, lads, for holding up. I have been Greg, Lizardman Festival Armstrong.
And I've been Joe Justice Jackson.
Hey, I like that. Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Good night.
The
All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Podnose, the UK's leading independent entertainment podcasting network. For episode archives of the All Seeing Guys and all of the shows on the network, visit us at www.podnose.com. You can also follow us on Twitter via @podnose or send us an email via admin@podnose.com.